Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I watched an interesting video on the iAllegedly channel titled, 45% Can't Afford Their Lifestyle. Are you one of them? I'll include a link to this video in the description below. I encourage you to check it out. I'm going to share my thoughts regarding what Dan said in this iAllegedly video. 1 in 3 Americans report their financial situation worsened over the past year. Well, I'm not surprised to hear about this. Everyday Americans have seen just about everything in life get more expensive. Their car insurance is more expensive. My vehicle insurance went up, and I'm driving a 2004 Toyota Camry with 440,000 miles on it. Yet, my insurance cost went up. It's not a high-tech vehicle. It's not expensive to repair. If I got into an accident, they'd probably total it, and I'd be lucky to get $1,000 for it. It's not a big risk. Beyond vehicle insurance, let's talk about food. I am shocked by how much food costs at the grocery store these days. I'm also shocked by how much some restaurants are charging for food, and the portion sizes that you get are tiny. Makes me not even want to go out to dinner anymore. I feel bad for American families that are large. Imagine if you were the sole breadwinner and you had 4, 5, or 6 children. Imagine how expensive that would be. Even if you were strategic when you went to the grocery store, you would still have an enormous grocery bill. Maybe this is why many Americans are resorting to credit cards or buy now, pay later loans for groceries. Yes, there are actually grocery stores that accept buy now, pay later loans. What is happening here in America? Getting back to the iAllegedly video, Dan said 45% of adults say their living area is unaffordable. 45% say their income barely covers expenses, and 30% say expenses exceed income. Well, some Americans are being priced out of housing altogether. And I'm not talking about buying a house. Forget that. Some young people don't even stand a chance. I'm talking about renting. Try renting. Even a small efficiency apartment in some cities. It might cost you $2,000 or more if you're lucky. And that's just rent. That does not include utilities. It may not include parking, which they may charge for. It may not include mandatory concierge trash. It may not include the mandatory cable and internet package that you need to get if you live there. Some people can't afford to live on their own anymore. I really think this is why when I drive through some neighborhoods, you can barely find a parking spot on the street. Forget about parking in someone's driveway. There's 3 or 4 cars parked in the driveway because you have multiple generations living in one house. This is also why when you drive by some homes and they have the garage door open, you see it packed full of personal property because all those households living in that home, well, they needed to put their stuff somewhere. They couldn't afford to rent one of those storage units. Life in America is getting very interesting these days. Getting back to the iAllegedly video, Dan said 40% of people had to cut spending to get by. 26% had to dip into savings on a regular basis, and nearly half say their credit scores were impacted because of their financial decisions. It troubles me to hear that 26% of people had to dip into their savings regularly. What happens when they spend all of their savings? What's the next step? I'm sure some people may have to resort to using credit cards or buy now, pay later loans, unless they have generous friends and family members who are willing to help them out. Now, some folks might have to get a second or third job, and that's not good. It means you might miss important family get-togethers. You might miss the holidays. You might miss being able to see your children at a game after school. You might miss parent-teacher night. Sometimes people have to make some sacrifices, unfortunately. And I think as we move forward, there are going to be a lot of Americans faced with some difficult decisions. Getting back to the iAllegedly video, Dan talked about commercial real estate and its decline. A 22-story office building in downtown Los Angeles sold for $60 million, which was a 67% loss from its $197 million value in 2018. Well, what's happening here? Let me tell you. You have a lot of businesses that have found out they can save money if they don't have one of these expensive office buildings. They can have a remote workforce. That workforce is happier because they can pet their dog at home. They can walk to the fridge and get a snack. They don't have a long commute into an office building. And the business owner can save a lot of money. You don't have an expensive lease. You don't have utilities. You don't have to have a cleaning staff. The list goes on and on. Many of these commercial owners are going to be faced with some difficult situations moving forward. We're in a higher interest rate environment, and many of these commercial loans are short duration, meaning they have to be refinanced at some point in the near future. Some are going to face a difficult time being able to refinance these properties if their occupancy rates have dropped. Some may not be able to refinance these in the higher interest rate environment that we're in. The most disturbing thing that Dan mentioned in his iAllegedly video had to do with women drinking more than men. So what's going on here? Well, apparently, this has to do with factors like pandemic-related stress, changing social norms that normalize drinking, higher education and income levels, which enable access to alcohol, and targeted marketing. I hate to hear about this. My friends, there have been studies that have linked alcohol consumption to higher cancer rates. That's not something that anyone needs. I am sure there are a lot of health implications beyond just cancer. I hate to think about women drinking more because they are stressed, but I get it. A lot of Americans are stressed. Many people have not seen their wages keep pace with inflation. And I'm sure some women may be doing their best to keep their households together. They may be stressed to the max, trying to help out their spouse or significant other to be able to cover the cost of everything in life. I'm sure parents want to provide for their children. They want to make sure their children have good opportunities, but there may not be enough money to make that all happen. And this leads to a lot of stress. Unfortunately, some people may be resorting to alcohol to deal with that stress. In my opinion, there are far healthier ways to deal with stress. Go for a walk. Walk out in the woods. Go for a bike ride. Get together with some friends. Play a board game. There are a lot of things that you could do that would be therapeutic to deal with stress. Get a cheap gym membership. Walk on the treadmill. Anything but consuming something that could result in you having health problems down the road. That's just what I think. And what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.